Hey guys, I'm Pemby, and this is my reaction to this latest fighter reveal. And a few things I want to mention about it is that Lomachenko and Maidan, as you can see there, straight away I thought, well, that's great. They got them two involved in the game, and you can see the women as well. So that's going to appeal to a lot of female boxing fans, female boxing game fight fans. So that's a superb move. Now, this guy, Todd Grisham, you can see why they're using him to market their game. Is exactly, he ticks all the boxes. You know. When it comes to selling your product, you've got to have somebody that really knows what they're doing. And this is the bit of that really gets to me. The way they've got the sense to feature YouTubers who are not million plus subscriber YouTubers who are just like playing the game as a one-off. All these reactions you're seeing are from people that you know are going to be go-to channels for this game. Even my channel, I'm going to be featuring the game, so hint, hint, you can watch mine as well. But showbiz study as well, and Boxing Fanatico, especially study and Boxing Fanatico. Them two guys are only just starting out really, less than 10,000 subscribers, a pair of them, and they deserve far more. But the fact, and I don't know who that guy's in the top left there. I'm not so sure of him, so no disrespect. I just never watched him before. But anyway, to show that he's fun as fuck, this guy. He's these are basically channels that are go-to guys for this game. And normally a developer, when they try to promote the game, they'll give a free copy to a YouTuber that don't give a flying fuck about boxing or boxing video games or combat sports. They're just doing it as a one-off. You know what I mean? So that's the great thing what they're showing here. Steel City Interactive are really, it just shows basically they're really watching. Look, Boxing Fanatico on the right side there. So basically this video is all about more the reactions and actually acknowledging the people who are going to feature their game, not some big 10 million plus YouTuber who will play it once or twice and then go, nah, fuck that, I'm not playing that again. That's what really does my head in with some developers. They're just thinking about that all the time. Well, this guy, look how many people is going to see his video. So let's give him a free copy. Let's give him everything they want. Fuck off with that. I used to be into Predator Hunting Grounds last year, and I noticed when they were promoting it, they were giving the copy of the game to people who don't give a shit about Predator or the franchise or nothing. They just played it because of a freebie. So well done to Steel City Interactive for doing that. What you're seeing here, And I'm sure like the likes of Boxing Fanatico and maybe not so much him, but Studdy. You see him in the top right there, that British kid. Um, he must have his heart must have skipped a beat when he saw him featured in this video. You know, this guy Lomachenko. It's a pity he's not in his 20s anymore. This guy. He's it's awesome to see him. As a playable character. Maidana as well. It's very satisfying to see him beat that very arrogant fighter. I forget his name. You know which one I'm talking about.
Now let's focus on some of the living legends that are still with us today and that can still kick some ass on ESBC. First up, the Pazmanian.
Vinny Paz. Now, you might have not remember this fighter, a lot of you, but he was in Fight Night Champion. He didn't give his full Pazienza name. He was just called Vinny Paz, if you remember, in Fight Night Champion. But what I'm really looking forward to is, apart from all these fighter reveals, obviously you want to see Ali, you want to see Tyson, you want to see Mayweather. Mayweather, no chance. But if the creation system is strong enough, people like myself and quite a few others who specialize in character creations are going to create very authentic looking versions of those fighters. but there's nothing like having the official version, you know. Ray Boom Boom Mancini. He was great in his day, this guy. Frank Bruno, you know what I mean, Harry. This guy is one of the funniest people. If you ever hear him talk, you know, it's like someone's put a filter on his voice. So fucking, his voice is so deep. But I'm glad to see him in the game. But I hope the motion capped him, you know, because it's got to be realistic, and that's so far so good. I've seen these fighters and the movements are all realistic, you know. And these two, if you're younger, if you don't remember these two having 3 epic fights, then you need to search them on YouTube and watch the fights between these three. Unbelievable action in their boxing matches. Why not? If you like the way I fight, certainly do. Back in your day, but you pushed it a bit too far. You fought Amir Khan, and I think in your day you would have took him to. You would have wiped the floor with him. No disrespect to Amir. Now he's in Fight Night Champion as well. But let's not so much go on about Fight Night Champion. I do apologise, but you know, my channel started with Fight Night Champion. You know, back in 2011, 2012, with my created fighter. I don't even remember his name. I won't say. But he had more wins and defeats, put it that way. I used to really enjoy playing online, you know, even though it was spammed like crazy, wasn't it? You know, back step straight, side step uppercut, all that crap. You get none of that in this game, by the looks of things. See, that's what every fighter needs. Of course, you've got to say like Joe Frazier, you've got to have a fighter who looks like him, who can move like him, and then motion cap that fighter. And something tells me you're not going to get the true authentic movements of Joe Frazier unless somebody who's playing him knows just how to move just like him. There we go, women's boxing. And this is another marketing thing that's clever in that any female gamers out there who like to use female fighters, especially in the UFC games, have got that option now with the boxing game. And that's a bit of a mistake, isn't it? Look at that height, 6'8". I think that must be 5'8". It should mean 5'8", I think that.
Undisputed welterweight champion of the world. I know you guys are ready to see me whoop up on Clarissa, but you can do it too on ESBC, Esports Boxing Club. Just pick my character and get to fighting.
Maybe. You see, I'm not so well up on female boxers. I mean, Clarissa, I know about her, but this girl, I've never ever heard of her. But that's just me not paying enough attention. Now, these you would imagine they've all been motion captured, or maybe this is that point where they've not been motion captured yet. So if none of them have been motion captured, it takes time. So you imagine, I just hope that doesn't mean that the game's going to take a long time to come out. I think they'll probably add fighters gradually as the game comes out. Particularly on PC, it's going to be early access, so you probably get to play this on PC before the consoles. But consoles is where it's really going to be on fire, I think. Now look at her, Sinisa Estrada. She looks too attractive to be a boxer. You wouldn't like to see her with a flat nose, would you? Pretty girl. No disrespect to Terry Harper. She's not exactly ugly, but of course my preference is towards the other girl. What a bastard I am. She looks like a WWE star here on the left. Oh, best part of the video. She's got some moves. She's got a bit of confidence about herself, hasn't she?
The sweet science. But it's not the only combat sport in the world where you use your fists. We've got some of the best crossover.
Yeah, this is the UFC bit.
Coming to ESBC.
But of course, straight away you're thinking Conor McGregor. What's she called? The female. What's she called? The Brazilian girl. You know, mine just goes blank at the worst possible times.
Amanda Nunes, dickhead.
The girl that beat her anyway. You know. Obviously, you're going to think she's going to be in the game, but you know, the bigger the star, the harder they are to land in games like this. They've got to offer him a good deal, but I mean, if you're worth millions, why do you need more? Like Floyd Mayweather, he wouldn't do something like this unless they offered him a shit ton of money, you know? Enough money to fill up a bleeding lake or something. You know, it's just pure greed. If you don't need the money, but you want to feel good that people are using your fighter, as you know, your character. I mean, I personally, I'd love that, you know. I'd want a bit of money, but bloody hell. Kickboxer. Yeah, but could you beat Ernesto Hoost? Could you beat Jerome Labana? I don't know. Obviously in different eras. But that's an interesting one. Now this guy, they have to fly him over and get him motion capped properly. Roy Jones Jr. I mean, you know, there's no point using someone else to motion capture him. So imagine how much money all this is going to cost. And this is probably why a lot of fight games, boxing games especially, don't get made. It's a big commitment, you know. It's a big financial commitment and a lot of organisation. You've got to get in touch with the fighter, bring him to the studio. You got him to stand there in various little poses, you know, throwing uppercuts, straights, you know, all these little motion captures, you know, they've all got to be in there. There's no point, like I say, you got Tyson in the game. I know that it does, to me, I don't think that they're going to get Tyson, but I don't see why not, because he doesn't need the money, does he?
And now let's go down under. Some great fighters from Australia. Anthony Mundine, Billy Dibb.
Billy Dibb. No, I didn't know Billy Dibb was Australian. Look, Lucas Brown, come on. No offense to him, but I mean, what about Costa Zoo?
And now to Puerto Rico. Dynamite does come in small packages. Wilfredo Mendez is in the Esports Boxing Club. Now to the Philippines, Jonreal Casimero, like his country.
I'd just like to say again, you know, the way they've featured boxing channel, guys who feature boxing video games a lot. This is a very good acquisition, by the way. You know, people who feature boxing games as part of their channel. You know, smaller YouTubers who actually show a lot of passion in this kind of game. These guys have acknowledged that, and I really, you know, thumbs up, you know. I really think that's a great move by this boxing club game, by the developers, you know. Buddy McGirt, I've heard of him before. Fast Rising, he's the only one I've heard of, really, to be honest. Yeah, Joe Smith Jr., the Irish bomber. He's actually American. Excuse me. Oh, I remember that fight. Knocked him right out of the ring. It was quite. It was one of them where a fighter should have hung up his gloves, but just couldn't get rid of his boxing bug, you know. Bernard Hopkins.
And he hits hard. 35 of his 42 wins coming by knockout. The Magic Man.
Paulie Merchant. I can't try to do the New York accent, but he's called Paulie.
That was as big as his mouth.
He was a decent fighter, but you know. Oh, Diego Corrales. Now he was great in Fight Night Champion. A lot of guys like to use him on Fight Night Champion. See how they mentioned Lopez there? And everybody, of course, wants to see Teofimo Lopez in this game. But I'm sure maybe they're in negotiations for fighters like him.
We're still adding more and more big names. In fact, keep watching this space, because a few days from now, I will have a major announcement involving a major star. I just can't tell you who it is right now. I'm sorry, but you'll know soon enough. Until then,
no, answers in the comments. Who do you think that's going to be? ESBC. Anyway, that's my reaction to this video, and thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.
I hope to see you again in 150 years. Good night.